Yeah, I'm trying to do that too, and it's not working.
Oh, no, my recording says it's working, so hopefully we're good. But it still says, welcome, stand by. We will begin shortly, but it says we're on air. So somebody give me a shout-out in the Q&A or something. Let me know that we are live, we are on air, that you can see us, that you are happy. Whoop, I see Jeremy says, whoop, whoop, I hear ya. See slides, we are live. Kenny V, Debbie, oh, everybody's here. All right. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Online Marketers Paradise. I like that name, Kathy. Do you like that name?
I love that name.
Isn't it great?
I really do. And I have some really good news for you, Diane.
What's the good news?
Bert's here.
Bert Bledsoe? Bert Bledsoe's in the house?
Yeah, the Bert Bledsoe. He's here.
And then I hear my next-door neighbor, Christy Robb, is in the house. Is that true?
I heard that, too.
I'm looking at Paradise.
Paradise. Now, we're going to get some different graphics. Guys, we're flying by the, I said this to a friend of mine tonight, we are flying by the seat of our pants tonight, and I hope you guys embrace it and love it, because we just wanted to get this thing going. You ever know, guys, sometimes you don't got to get it right, as my mentor would say. You don't got to get it right, you just got to get it going. And that's what we're doing tonight. This is a brand new webinar series. I'm so excited. I'll introduce myself properly in a minute. This is a brand new webinar series, and this is designed for people that are building a network marketing business and want to learn how to utilize online tools and online techniques to build it. You don't want to become a full-fledged internet marketer. You don't want to learn about all the hits, clicks, and analytics, and ain't nothing wrong with that, but you want to learn how to get more leads, more presentations, and more people into your events, so that you can get more people on the team to build and duplicate, to build that beautiful residual income that we always talk about. That's who this is for. This is going to be fundamentals, and it's going to be simple and duplicatable. So I want to see in the chat, does that appeal to any of you guys? Who here is building a network marketing business and wants to make sure, where'd my Q&A go? It always disappears on me, Kathy. That's why I don't like it.
Yeah.
Who here does this sound good for? Some of the stuff you've been taught is just a little complicated. It's a little overwhelming maybe, or maybe it's not that it's complicated for you. It's easy for you, but you realize that it's not duplicating, because not everybody can do. I love Jen's energy. Jen Davis is like, me.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome, terrific, well, wonderful. I just want to assure everybody that these trainings are going to be going on every Monday night for a while. How long? I don't know, until we're done. We'll be doing it for a while. They are 100% generic. We are here to serve the profession. It is our profession. We're here to serve it and help anybody in any company that you want. It is absolutely available to bring anybody you want down. We will be having different speakers. I'm just kicking this thing off. I'll be the hostess most weeks, but we'll be bringing in different people. So we're going to have some juicy stuff again that is specifically and only for network marketers. So that's what's going on, and I know I see everybody's like doing the wave, so absolutely awesome. Everybody's concerned, will these be recorded? Yes, they will. Will they be made available? Yes, they will. And what I want you to do is get back to the person that invited you. Always get back to them and find out, because maybe they just saw it on the net and they're not connected to the core group that's put these together, but you guys can contact me. And I can make sure you get access to it, or get back to the person that invited you, because if you miss a week or something, they're generally going to have these for you. We're also going to put them up. These are being brought to you by Team Excellence, which is a group of marketers that have bound together to do this. They'll be available on our YouTube channel and all kinds of stuff. Just give us a week or two to get everything all completely squared away. If we haven't met before, my name is Diane Hockman. I've been in the profession for almost 15 years, coming up on 15 years. I always round up, Kathy. Have you noticed that?
I know.
Well, October, November, December, January, February. We're almost in March, so it's a year, 14 and a half. I'm rounding up, but it's 14 and a half.
Well, you want a little bit of a benchmark?
What's the benchmark?
Tomorrow is Annika's birthday. She's going to be 8.
Holy schmoly!
Uh-huh.
Now, if you guys don't know, Annika is one of Kathy Heath's cavalcade of grandchildren, and the fact that she's going to be 8 means we've been hanging out for a long time. So, guys, if you haven't met Kathy, if I'm Johnny Carson, she's my Ed McMahon. I love her to tears. The wonderful Kathy Heath often co-hosts different events with me, mostly because She helps me not mess up, and also she laughs at my jokes and has for years. I don't know why, but she continues to do it, even the ones she's heard over and over and over for.
Because they're still funny, Diane. I can't help it.
Well, I'm glad somebody thinks it. Now, I also have with me a couple other people in the gallery here tonight. We have Bert Bledsoe. Bert, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Awesome.
For having
And
me this evening.
Bert makes me laugh, which is the reason why I like having him around. Not that you don't, Kathy, but Bert makes me laugh extra. I'm still busy thinking about my pirate gear today. Bert was having a lot of fun.
I literally had 5 pirate videos that I did on capture in my truck on the way home. None were up. They didn't make the final cut, but.
Bert, is it okay if we teach them? Is it okay if we teach them the fundamentals before we get into the pirate technique of recruiting?
Absolutely. I mean, I think what we're going to get into tonight is absolutely really essential before you can even get into that realm. So absolutely.
So the pirate technique of recruiting is a little bit advanced, guys. But for those of you that don't know, Bert, he lives out in Colorado. I'm actually going to be seeing him this week, which I'm super excited. He's coming east. So it'll be great to see him and frolic and do pirate jokes together or something. Bert, I got to get me a costume. We could do some videos. That'd be fun.
Absolutely. We're going to have to stop somewhere.
And then I also have online Christy Robb. Christy lives in Rhode Island. She's almost my next door neighbor, practically. We'll be seeing her.
I wish I were.
Well, you're close enough, girlfriend. We'll see each other plenty, including this week. So we just happen to be going to the same place at the same time, so we'll be running into each other. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And as always, we always have a couple people on the line for fun, laughs, giggles, color commentary, added information, and so on and so forth. So tonight's lesson, we're going to start with something super basic, okay? And I've been teaching this, oh gosh, since 2005 maybe.
Long time.
Yeah, when I first came online, a lot of people were asking me about, building network marketing online. I actually, had people, my phone was ringing off the hook. As we first started, as social media first came out, and video was coming out and blogs were coming out and all the stuff that makes people's head spin. I was one of the first people, along with a couple of my colleagues, that were out talking about network marketing online via, social media and stuff. And a lot of people called me, a lot of top marketers. I have to tell you that I had to pinch myself because a couple of times I'd get a call from somebody who was really, in my opinion, a network marketing legend, living legends. But, and I'd be like freaking out because they'd be calling me to ask for some tips or ideas. And I had to codify it. Okay. And you guys, I hope you have a notebook so that you can jot some ideas down tonight. For those of you that have hung with some of our crowd for a while, you've heard these ideas. And I want you to take them to another level, okay? Because we're starting at the beginning, because this is a great series for people, and we're going to have them recorded and available to folks. But I want you to hear them again, if you've heard it before, and I want you to really ask yourself, are you executing, okay? Because this is like, I'm going to break it down to the most simple possible way you can do this. And then each week we're going to build upon it. Now, for those of you that are brand new, I'm going to be showing you a concept and idea that revolutionized not only my business, but tons of other people's businesses using a couple of simple online tools, which we're not going to get into tonight. We're just going to get into the concept tonight, and then next week we'll hit the the next level, and we'll turn this into a whole series. So it's going to be really cool. And it's going to be really fun, but what I want you to do is open up your minds, whether you're experienced, maybe even playing around on the internet and stuff like that. If you're not where you want to be yet in your business, I want you to open up your mind and your heart and re-examine this if you've heard it before. And for those of you that haven't heard it, I want to welcome you and get you excited because this is going to change so many things for you. So the first thing I want to do is I want you to write this down. If you're an online networker, I think I made up that term. I don't know, unless if somebody else knows somebody else made it up, let me know. But
I've never heard it from anybody but you, Diane. So.
Well, let's all start using it, guys, because see, here's the difference. We're not internet marketers, And we're not traditional network marketers, although we are network marketers, because we're using some different neat techniques. Okay, the techniques that we're using today in 2014 and beyond didn't exist just a couple years ago. So it's a new breed. I like to call it the hybrid. My partner Lisa and I call it hybrids. I remember when I met my partner Lisa. Lisa's been in the business for 25 years. She's made millions and millions of dollars traveling the world, spreading the good news of network marketing and building organizations, including in Asia, everywhere. And Lisa, when she met me, she goes, "You speak both languages." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "You speak network marketing and you speak internet marketing. You speak both." And I said, "I do, but I really am a network marketer. My heart's always been there." And so many people, I've become a top trainer, you know, kind of in the online world, but so many people have always wondered, well, why do you keep it so simple? And the answer is because I'm a network marketer at heart. And in network marketing, you shouldn't do anything that everybody can't do. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but if I go out and I drive traffic and do all these different things that are very complicated or very expensive, the team can't do it. And if I go and don't use today's technology, that doesn't necessarily make sense. So that's how we got to this place that we are today. And I want you guys to understand what is an online networker. I want you guys to, you know, give a shout out on Facebook or wherever you like to talk and say, "Hey, that's what I am. I'm proud to be an online networker." And I want you to use that term. Maybe we'll hashtag it up and do some fancy stuff. If you guys don't know, all a hashtag is like the pound sign or the number sign. So a lot of people would write number sign and then online networker, something like that. We will do that as a group. But let's go to the basics, okay? Now, everything we do online is the same as we do offline. If you are a network marketer, it's important to understand. Online, I mean, offline, because I started doing this before the internet was like it is, we make presentations, right? You can make a presentation offline. You can do it one-on-one, right, across a table on a napkin. You could do it in a house, a home meeting. You could do it in a hotel meeting. You could do it at a convention, okay? There were all different ways. You could do it on a phone line, a conference call. There are all different ways to make presentations, have been since 1978, whenever that was, 75. And online, it's the same thing. We can make presentations online, okay? We can prospect someone offline. We can prospect somebody by making phone calls. We can prospect somebody by meeting them and having a conversation at a store, at a mall, wherever it may be. We can prospect someone and we can learn some questions and different things we can say to someone that will cause us to have a great conversation to find out whether this person would be a good candidate for our business. It's no different online. If you prospect offline, you also can prospect online. If you present offline, you can present online. If you're going to do a team training offline, today, in the day and age of Google Hangouts, they're free, they're global, anybody can do them. I even did a, Kathy, this was incredible. We did a Google Hangout recently from an airplane. No kidding.
Really?
Because the bandwidth of Google Hangouts is so accessible that even all around the world, it's first day and age that we could do this all around the world, the bandwidth is so accessible and so low that we actually could do it from an airplane.
That is too cool.
Yeah. So we now all of a sudden can be in the living room or in the home office or on the kitchen table. If you would sit and do a one-on-one presentation on a kitchen table in the past, you now can do it on the kitchen table via a laptop with your face on the screen, and you drawing pictures just like you would have in a diner in 1984.
With the
1992. Isn't it cool, guys? When you
That's
think
way
about
cool.
it. And it doesn't matter where that kitchen is. That kitchen could be in Barcelona. It could be in Sochi, as we just finished up the Olympics. It could be in Hong Kong. It could be, you know, right down the street. Because I got to be truthful, I kind of like hanging out in my fuzzy slippers. Just going to admit it. It's one of the reasons.
In Perrysburg.
Right? Exactly. Perrysburg, Ohio. One of the reasons why I loved having a home business was that I could actually be home. When I started, I had 2 kids, 3 and 6. I still have 2 kids. Haven't lost them yet. But they're now 17 and 20, on the verge of 18 and 21. So it's been a lot of years, and I was able to be home with them because I learned to be an online networker. So exceptionally appealing. So I want you to write that down. Whatever I can do offline, I can do online. Okay, whatever I can do offline, I can do online. Now, we're going to be doing a lot of talking in the weeks coming about how to do them online properly, how to be compliant with the policies and procedures of your company. I hear a lot of people worried about their company. If you do things properly, you're not going to have a problem in that area. We're going to learn how to, just make sure that everything's on the up and up and correct so that we protect our business and we protect our companies. Guys, write this down. My company that I represent is the Golden Goose. The goose that lays the golden eggs. Anybody remember that story? Or, if you like Willy Wonka, he had a whole bunch of them. You protect the goose that lays the golden egg. What does that mean? We protect our programs. We make sure we follow the policies and procedures, not because they're trying to restrict us, but because they want to make sure that the company's there. Because if the company's there, the company can pay you over and over and over and over and over, year in and year out. So it's real important. You'll hear me all the time talking about compliance and making sure that you are marketing in a responsible manner that will make sure that your business is protected and make sure that your company is protected so that your company is a happy camper and can continue to pay you, right? Because we don't want to cause problems. So concepts that we've covered so far: 1, whatever I can do offline, I can do online. Literally, you want to have a home meeting? Guess what? Go get yourself a Google Hangout and get your person to get a Roku box or a smart DVD player or a smart TV. You could be on their TV on YouTube tomorrow in their living room across the country or across the world doing a presentation for them. Or if you do, you go get yourself a smart TV. They're available everywhere. If you have a big screen TV and you don't want to invest in a new one, go get a Roku. They're called Roku, R-U-K-U, R-O-K-U. I think, or look it up. Or a smart DVD player, hook it up. You can get on YouTube, go right to the channel, boom. You can have somebody doing a presentation in your living room. And we'll do that one night. We'll talk about doing online presentations via YouTube, live streaming.
Cool.
So whatever you can do offline, you can do online. And I always want to make sure that I'm aware and compliant because I have to protect the golden goose. The goose that laid the golden egg that pays me my checks over and over and over. I like getting my weekly money, my monthly money, and all the other money that comes. I know you guys do too. Now some of you guys are like, I haven't made me yet. You're in the right place. You're in the right place. So you guys ready to get down to it? Christy and Bert,
Absolutely.
yeah?
Let's
Cool.
go.
All right, where's
Let's
my
go.
little button here to make the slides go? I can't see. All right, but I thought the slides looked snazzy. Didn't it look pretty, Kath? For me, that's
Pretty good.
impressive. See, and well, here's the other
Very
thing I
nice.
want you to write down. I don't have to be a computer pro to be an online networker. Please write that down. I don't need to be a computer pro to be an online networker. Now, if you're good with computers, it's a plus. I, personally, am not that good with computers, as many people know. And yet, it has not stopped me from being an online networker. So you don't have to be a computer person. Okay, you don't have to be good at technology or anything else. So let's get started. We're going to talk tonight about the basic fundamental concept. It's called the 4 C's. Okay, we like to make them all with a C. We could say it in different ways, but if you make them all with a C, they're easier to remember. Okay, 4 C's. Again, if you've heard this before, oh, please listen again. Because if you embrace this, let me tell you, your business is going to fly. When I embrace this, when I figured this out, I figured this out before the internet. I was doing it in a different way, and I'm going to show you how to do it offline. I'm going to show you how to do it online. But when I embraced this, my business flew. And then I just made up a way to describe it. When people started asking me, I had all these pros calling me up and asking me what I was doing. I needed to come up with a way to describe it. So there are only 4 things we do in our business. And Christy, I want you to hang with me on this one. Is that okay?
I'm with you.
Okay. So because Christy is moving up the ranks in her company. She's doing really well. It's pretty exciting. But Christy, you haven't really been an internet marketer that much, right? Not for long or anything?
A year ago in October.
Okay. So you're coming down the road and you're learning all this other stuff. And Christy, when we simplified things for you, what started to happen for you as you started to simplify what you were doing in your business?
I wasn't as overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
It felt much more approachable, and I was able to take action and just follow the steps, and boom,
Yep.
everything started to change.
Exactly. And then let me ask you another question. How are you feeling about when you're working with people, knowing that what you're doing is pretty simple? Does that feel good to you, knowing that they can duplicate exactly what you're doing?
Yes, because I know if I can do it, and it was so simplified, it's easy. And I'm able to tell them that I was able to do it in a very small period of time.
Yep.
And I'm able to give them directions from the moment they say, yes, I want to join you.
Yeah.
And they know what to do. They know what their next step is, because I tell them, go do this.
Yep.
And I don't make it big, I make it little.
Yep. It's super, and that's what I love about this, because a lot of people get really intimidated or overwhelmed with the internet stuff, or other people, what happens is they get caught in the quagmire of learning internet marketing. And I really want to emphasize on you guys, if you're an online networker, you don't need to learn internet marketing. You can, especially if you're planning on a big organization and you're building a big organization, you might want to learn advanced internet marketing to provide tools for your team. But when you do, you have to make sure that the activities that the team is doing are simple, easy, and executable. So does that make sense to you guys? It's okay to have aspiration to learn the advanced stuff. I love it. I know the advanced stuff. I've been at this for 15 years. But when learning the advanced stuff is not to try to get everybody to be a programmer. Okay, I don't know how to be a programmer. Okay, we don't want everybody doing something that has a 6-month learning curve. What we want is people in action day one, able to turn profits within the first week, to duplicate, to explode your organization. So let's get down to it. There's only 4 things we do in our business, okay? The first one, and write this down, and remember what I said, whatever you do offline, you can do online. Whatever you do online, you can do offline. And here's the key. What you have to do is what you know how to do today. What does that mean, Diane? Okay, a lot of people are busy getting ready to get ready and planning on learning something that will make them rich. Okay, and it's taking them weeks and months and so on. I want you to learn the fundamental roadmap. And this is the roadmap to online networking, but it's also the roadmap to offline networking. And what I want you to understand is that if you actually do what you know how to do today, while you're working on learning the skills to be more advanced, you are going to make rapid progress. And for a couple reasons. One, if you do something that you don't really like to do that much, like how many of you guys have ever done something in your business that you don't like to do that much?
Oh, yeah.
I have. Yeah, right, because you're supposed to do it. So you did something, by the way, how many of you ever did something in your job that you didn't like doing that much? Of course. How many ever did something around your household that you didn't like doing it that much? Laundry, the windows, whatever. Okay. The reason why you do it is because you got to do it, right? It has to get done. But then if you get frustrated enough, what will magically happen? Like if I didn't want to clean my house bad enough, okay, what would happen is I'd figure out a way to make enough money to cover a housekeeper. Because I would get frustrated or bothered or disgusted or whatever, and I'd figure out another way. If it's ever been a Friday, you're coming home from work late, and you didn't want to cook dinner, and somehow that pizza magically finds its way into your home. Okay? Been there, done that? Anybody with kids? Okay. The pizza magically and the cool part is, if you bring in the pizza, the kids love you, and you're a hero. So not only did you get out of the thing you didn't want to do because you were tired, but the kids love you. So in your business, if you do the things that you don't want to do, because it's what you know how to do, you will magically learn how to do the easier stuff or the more advanced stuff or the stuff with more leverage. It's magic. So the first thing we do is we collect. We collect people. Okay? This is where we get people to notice us. If we were doing it offline, we might do it by starting conversations with people. We might do it by printing up business cards and leaving them all over town. We might do it by putting up flyers in laundromats and on bulletin boards. We might do it by running classifieds in the local paper. We might do it by doing the fishbowl technique. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. It's when you get a fishbowl and you put up a sign and you tell people to put in their business card to win a free lunch. You make a deal with a restaurant. You guys ever see those? And you know, you can win a health club membership or whatever. So that's a technique a lot of networkers have used. You can put flyers on cars. You can hang signs on poles. Shouldn't do that anymore so much. I know we have people in Australia and everything else tonight. I don't know what your laws are in your municipalities around here. You shouldn't hang signs on electric poles anymore. But I did that. There's all kinds of things you can do to collect people. And online, there's also all kinds of things you can do, which are as simple as having a conversation on Facebook or on Twitter, just like we might meet someone out and about and have a conversation, maybe in the ladies department, right, Kathy? Having a conversation, inside joke, which we will not be telling tonight. Email Kathy Heath for the inside joke. So
we're letting our imaginations go now.
Yeah, I know. Well, I do that on purpose, Christy. It's technique. It can be as simple as starting a conversation online, perhaps on Facebook, and we need to learn how to do that properly. Or it can be as advanced as running some pretty advanced, interesting ads. Or it can be as advanced as search engine optimization, which sounds so fancy. But with network marketing and online networking, I like to keep it really simple. I'm not one to really run a lot of ads. Nothing wrong with running ads. You know, you certainly can learn that as we go along. We'll probably cover some basic fundamentals of running ads online as we go through the series. But basically, we need a way. I like to have a couple of ways that we can attract people's attention online. My favorite one is talking to people on Facebook. I also like video marketing, which we will be covering. Very simple video marketing for all of you guys, so get excited, do the wave. We have so many talented people that want to step up and serve the space and you know, share their information. So we have all different ways to collect people. Well, let me check the chat. Does everybody understand what collect is? Collect is not generating a lead. It's getting them to notice you. It's getting to see your video or see your Facebook post or see your flyer sitting on their car. Okay, very, very simple. Let me check and see if everybody's on it. Okay, so Tana says yes. Anybody else got it? Good, happy? Kenny says yes. Kenny V is in the house. All right. So we're going to be developing. Tonight, it's the overview. It's like the blueprint. Will we cover ways to collect people? Of course we will. We'll cover everything. So collecting is just simply getting people to notice you, okay? If you're Bert, you wear a pirate hat. It works. It works dramatically. If you're Bert, you know, if you're Bert, you do a lot of cool stuff. So that's collect. Now, the next thing we do after we get people's attention in one of a myriad of ways, what we do is we capture their contact information. Now, back in the day, you'd have a conversation, you'd run into someone, you'd have a conversation, you'd, you know, just chat on something, you ask them if they're looking for a way to make some extra money. If they said yeah, you'd say, great, let me get your number, I'll give you a call, and I'll bring you down to the meeting on Tuesday night. We'll show you how to make some extra money. That's the way it worked. You'd have a conversation, you'd collect a person, you'd have a conversation, you'd capture their contact information, and then I'll tell you what the next step is in a minute. Today, we have all different ways to capture online. By the way, after that, we had voicemails. People would run ads that would go into automated voicemails, for those of you that were around long enough to, you know, go through that stage. Today, we have capture pages. Will we cover simple capture pages in this series? Yes, 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 we will. We also have ways that you can capture people's emails and information without, check this out, without a capture page. You don't know how to build one, you have no idea, and you don't want to get complicated? Awesome. We're going to show you how to still capture people's information. So it's always collect, get their attention. Second step is capture their identity. Now the next step, and you're going to understand in a minute why you have to capture them, because we're going to communicate with them. We're going to follow up. Now, in offline marketing, and this is one of my favorite parts about online networking. It's really kind of magical if you ask me. In offline marketing, if you were to give someone a buzz and ask them to, give them an opportunity to take a look at your presentation. You could do it once, and they could say yes and sign, or they could say, I'm not interested, or it's not the right time, or my dog has fleas, or I have to ask my wife, or, I'm going on vacation, I'll get with you when I get back, and all the things that people say. And then it's like you can follow up, but there's so many times you can follow up with somebody via phone before they get a little annoyed. What would you guys say, on average, a year, how many times could you follow up with someone before it got a little bit much? What do you think?
4 times?
A year?
Yeah,
4 times.
Christy says 4. What do you guys, Bert, what do you think?
I was going to say 6.
6. I mean, if you're skilled and you have some personality on the phone, you probably could do 12. If you're skilled.
Once a month. Once a month.
Yeah. Once a month. If you're skilled, if you know how to kind of get in there and have a little fun with them and put them at ease, you could get away with maybe up to 12. If you're an online networker and you had a simple tool that we'll be teaching you about, some of you guys have them and don't use them properly. Some of you guys don't have them, and that's okay. But if you add a simple tool that we're going to teach you about, you could literally follow up with your prospect that's let you capture their information, 300 times.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can talk to someone 12 times or you can talk to someone 300 times, which way do you have a better chance of getting a presentation in?
I don't know. Let me think about it.
Now, and Chrissy, this is what turned me on. It's yelling at me. It says loud microphone level. I'm laughing too hard into the thing. This is what turned me on when John says, I always like it when they say their cat burst into flames. I never use that objection. I like that. I'm going to use that on Facebook the next time somebody pitches me.
Oh, yeah, me too.
John's been around the block.
My dog's on fire. I can't join your application right now.
John's been around the block. He remembers Fax Plus. He remembers the good old days. John, I toast you with my little beverage here. No, it's not that kind of beverage. It's a plain old beverage. But some of us have been around the block for a little while. See, guys, the technology will always change. There was Fax Blast, and there was this, and there was all these different things over the years, but the 4 C's never change. The concepts never change. The executing them and the skill set of communicating never changes. So that's what I was focused on. And when I realized that if I networked online and I used the tool that we're going to teach you about and the techniques that we're going to teach you about, I came to realize I could literally follow up with people almost every day, and they wouldn't be offended. And I could keep telling them when and where we had some cool meeting or call or whatever hangout going on so they could come and hear about my program. And I was compiling these people, and all of a sudden everybody was like, how do you get so many people on the calls? How do you get so many people to the meetings? How are you the top promoter? It was because I was using this leverage. So first we collect them. Then we capture them. Then we communicate with them. And then here's the magic 4th step. It's very simple. We close them. Okay? Now I want you to write this down, because here's a fundamental of internet work that really made a difference for me. It's not in my time. It's in their time. It's not in my time. It's in their time. And then I was taught by my mentor, and this line changed my career: don't beg people for their money, beg them for their time. What does that mean? It means instead of trying to get them in, if I can get them into my networking system that we're going to teach you exactly how to build and what to do, and it's really simple. If I can get them into my networking system, and I can follow up with them hundreds of times during the course of the year, the day that something happens that they're ready to sign, the day that something happens that they're ready to make a switch, the day they get laid off, the day something happens with their family, the day they find out their daughter got into Harvard and they can't afford it, the day they realize that they just came back from the meeting at their job and they went to the retirement meeting and they realize that they are nowhere near to what they need to retire. All those days that happen in people's lives, the day the car broke down, whatever it may be. Those days are the days that you want to be in front of your prospect. Eric Worre, Credible Trainer, calls it high noon. When it's high noon for your prospect. And online networking gives you the unique ability to be there and be a buddy when it's high noon. If you can only follow up 4, 6, 12 times, the chances of you being there when it's high noon is almost nil. But if you can be there and be an advocate and be a helper to folks through your online networking process, what will happen is you will be there the day it is the right time. And they will click on the link or they will call you and they will say, I'm ready to go. And it's magic. It's magic. Now, I'm not saying you don't talk to them on the phone, and I'm not saying that you don't have a relationship with them. You absolutely 100% do. But when you have these 4 processes and you can automate them and add the magic of video and technology that we have today, guys, you can't go on CNN and not see them using Skype. You guys see that on the news? People are Skyping in whenever there's an emergency, and they're now communicating on their phones, around the world. So you can't see this. You can't go anywhere and not see it. So the question is, why aren't you using it if you're not? And if you are using it, why not get a little bit more effective and understand better the nature of network marketing so that you can create systems that do these things and work with your uplines and work with your team. You don't have to rock the boat. You don't have to swing the pendulum. Okay, I remember learning that early on in my career. Don't swing the pendulum. Okay? Don't swing the pendulum. Be slow to add and be quick to drop. What does that mean? Be slow to add something new. You don't want to just all of a sudden go, I learned something new on the Online Networker's Paradise tonight, and I'm throwing out everything I'm doing. Guys, don't be silly. If you already have something that's working, let's add some leverage to it. Let's add some technology to it, but don't throw out what you're doing. We have one great gal, one of the girls I work with, one of my clients. She's spectacular on the phone. She's recruited hundreds of people on the phone. She's good at it. Why in the world would we want to throw that out and try to build her a blog or some such thing? Okay, everybody has some gift. They can talk, they can write, they're good with, analytical stuff. Everybody has something. If you understand there's 4 steps, and it doesn't matter how you do them as long as they get done. You got to collect people. You got to capture people. You got to communicate with them. You can communicate via email. You can communicate via video. You can communicate via call. I'm communicating with you right now. Not that you're a prospect, you're a student tonight, but there's so many different ways to communicate with people. And then when it's the right time, you just put the link in front of people. They click, boom, they're in. So those are the 4 C's. They're fun, they're simple, they're magical. And what I want to do now is take some Q&A and find out about what you guys think. One, if I can answer any questions for you. And believe me, we're going to go every week. We're going to go deep into all of this. So hang tight because there's a lot to learn. But I want you to think about tonight, instead of, again, trying to rework everything, I want you to think about, how can I add this knowledge to what I'm already doing? I find a huge number of network marketers are not capturing identities of the people they're talking to and getting the people's permission to follow up with them. A lot of people, they go through and they make calls or they meet people and they're disposable. And I did this early on in my career. I would just meet someone or I'd call someone, and instead of making I would present and they'd say yes or no, and then it was over. And that's a mistake, because what we want to do is get their permission. Guys, there's a book called Permission Marketing by Seth Godin. And in it, he explains that if you can get people to say yes, you can continually funnel information to them over and over and over again. So many network marketers are not getting that permission and getting people into a system where they can communicate with them more effectively. And that's what we did with that one young lady that's so good on the phone. All we did was add one simple question to her script. That was working. And the question was, before she went into her regular script, the question was, her script starts something to the effect of, hi, this is so-and-so. You filled out a questionnaire and you were looking for information about working from home. How can I help you? And she would let the person answer. And she goes, great. Before I ask you a couple questions to point you to the correct information, would it be okay if we put you on our work from home newsletter? We send out information every week, a couple times a week, about different ideas and ways you can work from home. Would you like to receive that? Everybody says yes. Everybody says yes. So everybody she talks to says yes. And you don't have to worry tonight about how do you set that newsletter up. We'll show you next week. I think that's what we'll do next week. But create capture systems, and then we can go into all the other stuff. But everybody says yes. So now, instead of calling people and then not being able to follow up, she's able to send out an email letting people know there's a presentation on Tuesday night, or she's going to be in this particular city or town or whatever with an event or convention or whatever on Thursday or Saturday or in March. And she's able to now connect with people on a much deeper level in sharing ideas and information with them about working from home. And of course, when it's time to make a change or when it's time to decide on what business to go with, who do you think they're going with? Mm-hmm. Her. Every single time. And it's because she added that one caveat. She has a daughter. The ability for her to send out an email and invite people to things as opposed to having to call. That's what I watch a lot of traditional networkers do, and I'm not criticizing it. It's awesome. But a lot of them have to make tons of calls to rally people. I sent out, actually, the internet system, the email system was down tonight. So I wasn't even able to send out an email. I was able to just post it on Facebook, and we'll be talking about Facebook too. And all of a sudden, we were able to have a huge crowd here tonight. Mm-hmm. Didn't have to pick up the phone, didn't have to run after people, didn't have to chase after people. We just put out the word that an event is going on. So let's get the Q&A. Yeah, Kath, go.
How did you know? Yeah, this one concept totally changed everything about the way I do business, because I had been taught for so long to get as many no's as possible that I literally would sit and make between 100 and 200 dials every day trying to get as many no's as possible, because that's how you got to the yeses. And once this flipped for me and I started getting people, you know, to subscribe to my email newsletter, to my list, it's the difference between night and day.
It had to be more fun.
Oh yeah,
right?
Oh, yeah. It's not fun sitting and you know, praying that you get an answering machine because you just want to leave a message so you can get to your next call because you've got to check them off the list. But this one concept totally changed everything for me.
Yeah, you know, it's really about it's just a different vibe. Obviously, we have to go through people, guys. There's no mistake about it. Right. You must be making presentations, okay? On a daily or a weekly basis, you need to have a goal of how many presentations you're going to get in, okay? But using the leverage of this technique is going to allow you to get in more presentations on a weekly basis. I could write an email right now and say, hey, I have a presentation tomorrow night. Email me back if you'd like to come. And I will get people saying, hey, yeah, I'd like to see your opportunity. So that's really kind of cool. So we have to go through the people and we have to go through the no's, but I'd rather get a yes that they'd like to be on my newsletter and then see if my opportunity is a fit. Now, sometimes it will be, sometimes it won't be, sometimes the timing is off. Sometimes, you know, you generate a lead and they ended up signing up for something yesterday. Sometimes you generate a lead and something's going on. I mean, just this week myself, I had a rough week. If you had tried to prospect me, I would have said no, you know, no matter what it was, even if it was the most incredible opportunity ever, right, in the history of the industry, ground floor opportunity, you know, even no matter what it was. You could have offered me a Starfleet commander position, the highest pin rank, and a private jet and everything. Last week was a bad week. I would not have accepted it. But if you had gotten me on your list, then what would have happened is I would have gotten to know you. Now, over the course of the weeks that go on, we're going to show you the combination of learning how to use what's called an autoresponder so you can mass communicate, the combination of learning how to do some video so people can feel you. See, you can hear me, and I'm pretty expressive. Kathy's pretty expressive, Bert and Christy and everybody. But if you could see me, you'd feel closer. So using video makes a huge difference, and video is easy today. It was complicated a couple of years ago. Nowadays, it's just super easy. Everybody's got it on their phone. You don't need to buy a camera. You don't need to invest in anything. A lot of people talk about all this fancy-dancy stuff and green screens and lighting and stuff. I don't got none of that. I made a lot of money with video. And then Google Hangouts, and we're going to bring in a Google Hangout expert to teach you how to do that so you can mass communicate with people. Absolutely magical combination of those things, and we're going to teach you how to work with your group. Would you like to be able to train your group more effectively? Would you like to be able to get in more presentations? Would you like people to call you and feel like they already know you? Isn't it great? Like if you're calling prospects and you're trying to get that relationship with them, you really got to do a lot of work. But if you call someone and they've already seen, like, Bert, you can speak to this. I mean, a lot of people have seen videos of you. So when you talk to a prospect, is it like they know you?
Yeah, and that's what they say when I talk to them. Sometimes they're like, "Oh man, it's like I already know you." And for them, it may be like that. To me, it's like, whoa. Well, I mean, it's not whoa like bad. It's like whoa, like they've been checking out some of my videos, so it makes it super more comfortable for me because they're just way open. They're like, "Hey, what's up?" They're excited.
So
kids follow Bert. They think he's a celebrity.
Well, yeah, because he created that celebrity. It's not hard to do. It's really kind of neat how we can do that today. We can create this real attraction going on. And I guess I want to tell you, video is not hard. Okay, there's some stuff that people do in video that makes it complicated, but basic video, very duplicatable. Okay, basic copy for for using an autoresponder, very duplicatable. Basic, all this stuff that we're going to do it at its very basic level, because if you can execute it, it's awesome because you're going to get in those presentations. And if your team can execute it, imagine if your whole team knew how to shoot a promo video promoting your next presentation or event. Imagine if your whole team put together a list and they learned the 4 C's, and not only, what if they just started with their circle of influence and they got their circle of influence on a newsletter? And so now every time your company comes out with a new product, if all of your team had 50 people on a list and everybody emailed at once to say, hey, here's a great product, do you know anybody that might like it? All of a sudden you're able to tell 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 50,000 people about the new product in your organization. Can you catch how much volume can fly when you have this going on? What if you could beam yourself into the living rooms of groups all over the country, all over the world, and everybody got together, their group of 6, 7, 8, whatever, locally, and they were all sitting in living rooms. We all just sat, and I don't know about you guys, but I watched the Olympic closing ceremonies last night. I love the Olympics. I love them. And I sat and watched what went on in Russia, and I know it was time delayed because, of the time zones, but I sat and watched, and people in living rooms all over the world were watching the same thing as me. What happens when you apply that same quote-unquote via satellite technology to your business? Because it's not just for ABC, NBC, CBS, and CNN anymore. It's for you in your networking business. Because whatever you could do offline, you can do online. And whatever you do, you want to keep it simple. So I'm hoping, and if anybody has any questions, just put them in. I'm hoping that these simple concepts are going to give you a hand at really making sense of online networking, keeping it light and simple. Steve, Steve is asking, is there a coaching program we'll provide? Guys, this is absolutely free, and it is open to anybody in the profession. Each week, we're going to be covering one of the topics on Monday nights. It's not always going to be me. It's going to be different instructors. We're going to cover, autoresponders and video. Super, super, super simple, how to stay compliant, etc. Super simple. and they will all be free and open to the public. And one of my partners is actually going to build a site that the recordings will be on. They will be there for you, for your teams, anybody you want. The only thing that we tell you guys is get back to the person that invited you, and just one, thank them and say, hey, I appreciate you, inviting us down. And then two, find out what they have going on. If you're secure in a program, maybe they know of some different tools and trainings and things that will help you. If you're not in a program right now, ask them what they have going on. Start to network, build relationships, really get to know people and see where the good match is for you. I don't know where that match is, but what I know is that somebody cared enough to say, hey, come on down. So, get to know them and see if there's any synergy between you guys. And all of you guys, you're all welcome to invite here anytime you want. It's a safe environment. Why are we doing this? Kathy, for how many years have you listened to me go on and on and on and on and on about how a lot of the internet stuff that's being taught, folks will say that they're teaching you how to get more leads for your network marketing business, but what they were doing is creating complete, unduplicatable, processes. Yeah. So it was just time to come out and do this training series. We'll probably go, I don't know, maybe 12 weeks. We'll see what we get through. We'll put them up for everybody. But I'm excited about it because I think that when you really understand the difference between online networking versus internet marketing, it's going to make your network marketing business much easier and a lot more fun. We'll get into how to talk to people on Facebook, all that good stuff. Everything that you guys want to know. So what I want you to do is, again, in the Q&A right now before we close it out, if you have any things that you want covered, definitely put them in there. Let me know what it is that you are after, any other commentary or questions. But it's pretty simple. Good, Parita. I'm glad you liked it, and I'm glad it was helpful for you guys. And you'll see as it unravels each week, and you can watch them recorded, how it all comes together. It's like a little jigsaw puzzle, and when it comes together, you'll see the picture. It is fun, simple, and magical. It truly, truly, truly is. Your business doesn't need to be complicated. That's what appealed to me when I started in 1999. The man who taught me back then, everything was light and simple. And I have to tell you, in the beginning, I was a little frustrated because it just seemed like it had to be more complicated. I just kept saying, that can't be all there is to it tonight. That can't be all there is to it. That can't be all there is to it. But 15 years later, here's what I know. That is all there is to it. Yep. It's really a simple, simple business. And it's about taking action. And it's about, guys, it's about your belief in the products and programs you're representing. See, I love this profession. My life has changed because of it. I started $40,000 in credit card debt, a kid under each arm, not sure how we were going to feed ourselves, the phone ringing off the hook with debt collectors. It was not a pretty place back then. And I am so blessed with everything that's happened to us. I worked hard for it. I'm not going to diminish myself, but I am so blessed by this industry, by this profession. And that's why we come out and we share ideas and concepts with you guys and keep you really, really, really understanding what it is that makes network marketing special. It is simple, and it is that duplication process and teaching everybody some basic fundamentals that can be repeated over and over and over. So that's it, guys. Track me down if there's anything else. Yes, we'll let you know where those recordings are going to be. We'll get them up. We'll get a site up for them and everything. It may take me a week or so be patient. We'll put this one out just plain off of YouTube or whatever. And in the meantime, we'll get up a site. But if you like this, please let us know. Please scream out for more. And, I want to hear from all of you. If you're proud to be an online networker, get out there. I'll get you some graphics and stuff. Get out there and let people know, hey, I'm an online networker. And let's make that the new trend, the new thing that we're all super, super, super proud to be. And with that, I want to thank Christy Robb. Christy, you're awesome, and I love that you're just keeping it simple and getting it done. It thrills me to no end. Thrills me to no end. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you later on in the week. And there you go. Margaret's screaming. She's an online networker. I love it. Go say it on Facebook. Tell everybody. Bert Bledsoe, I'm looking forward to seeing you. And Bert, I love Bert because Bert is just a lot of fun, and he keeps it simple. And it is a magical, magical thing. Bert, it was great having you on tonight. I appreciate you, and I'll see you at the end of the week. And my beautiful Kathy Heath, I don't know. I'm going to have to see you soon. It's getting to be way too long that I've seen you.
It is getting to be way too long. Yeah.
Thank you for being here and helping me as you always do. We will
My
get
pleasure.
this up, gang, and
My
we will
pleasure.
see you guys next week, Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern in the Online Networkers Paradise. We'll see you guys later. Take care.
Thanks.
Good night, everyone.
Night.